It's my pleasure to welcome President Ataide to New Bedford, the sister city of his city, Figueira da Foz, which, for those of you who don't know, is a remarkably similar place to New Bedford, Massachusetts. It's a city that has a deep maritime heritage going back even further than New Bedford. As ancient as we like to think of ourselves here, they've been at work on the sea for much longer than us. And one of the things that has struck me in conversations, especially with Pete Pereira about his hometown, Figueira da Foz, is the way that the mayor under his leadership has pivoted his city economically in a global environment to take advantage of those things that Figueira da Foz does really well, related to the maritime industries as well as related to the food shed surrounding his city, and to elevate his city's quality of life. It's really impressive, and we in New Bedford could certainly learn something from that, and are learning things from that. So I know we in New Bedford are blessed with many folks who have emigrated from Figueira da Foz and the entire region around it over the years, and we welcome many of them here today. And I want to thank in particular Peter Pereira for spearheading the effort. Figueira da Foz has been a sister city with New Bedford for a long time, and many of the folks who are here were part of the original signing, and Peter's done a great job bringing it back to life. I think a lot of folks are familiar with Peter's work for the Standard Times and all that he's done to really highlight the life of New Bedford, the culture of New Bedford, the sites, the places, and the people. And it turns out, and some of you are probably aware of this, we have Peter's photographic work on full display on the third floor of City Hall, and I insisted to President Ataide that we did not arrange that for you. That has not been staged. We hold Peter in that high regard that we actually have his work on display in museum style up on the third floor, because you sent them to us, and we're taking full advantage of his great talent. So, Peter, thank you for everything that you've done to make this day possible. I want to thank also his colleagues, President Ataide's colleagues, Mayors Tavares and Salguero, for being here today and being part of the ceremony. President Ataide's wife Sylvia for being here as well. Thank you for being here. And I want to thank our consul, Shelley Pyers, of course, for all the work that she does. We kind of stare into your office. It's on the third floor of the building immediately across the street. So, you have the Portuguese flag flying immediately outside the mayor's office window. We see it. I can't avoid it. She has made her country's presence felt in a big way, but she's very effective at what she does, and connecting the Portuguese diaspora and the communities in which the diaspora now resides, including New Bedford, back with the old country, and that's your job, and she's really good at it. And I want to thank Councilor Joe Lopes as well for being part of today's ceremony and the leadership that he exhibits on the City Council for these matters and so many others. So, today is an opportunity to renew our bonds, to renew our friendship with a great Portuguese city that has so much in common with New Bedford, and it's a real honor for me to connect with somebody who I see as very like-minded, someone who is by trade an attorney, and who has tried his best to great effect to lead his city to bigger heights. And so he has my undying admiration. And so, I just welcome you to New Bedford and ask you to say a few words, Mr. President. Please.
Mayor Mitchell, thank you for your great reception. It's a great honor for us to be there with you today. For City Mayor, Council also, Senhora Cônsul, muito obrigado pela sua presença. Meus caros amigos, é um prazer estar aqui convosco, representar aqui hoje a nossa terra. Dear friends from the other side of the Atlantic, as you are, it is a great honor to be here today celebrating the friendship and the twinning agreement of our cities. Our bond goes back in time and way before we were born, and the fraternity that provides this connection was created by the will to thrive through hard work and responsibility, leading to a great contribution to the development of our societies. The story of this twinning, it's a story of brotherhood written for decades by many different hands, and this twinning, it's not only a piece of signed papers, but an everyday tribute to our population, who became part of the American society with distinction. If their role in the society wasn't made with distinction, probably we weren't here today to celebrate this twinning. I stand here today fulfilling my role as a elected representative in this ceremony, contributing to our shared story. It's difficult to point out all the names that contribute to this bond throughout the decades, but our gratitude and respect goes to them, to all of them. Even if they are no longer with us, this ceremony, it's also dedicated to them, the ones known and unknown, that made part of this particular part of the story. According with this, I would like to honor all the Portuguese population, their families, and particularly the ones from Figueira da Foz that are now proud Portuguese and Americans, holding two countries in their hearts, loving them equally. I would like to ask. I would like to ask a round of applause that has just made an appeal by Mayor Mitchell. Thank you, because I would like to ask a round of applause for all that took part in the history of this great city and country. We are very proud of them. Next step we have to do is to work ways to develop this twinning and the bond of our culture for mutual interest. Let's celebrate both culture and don't let anyone forget the great past of the promising future that blinds us. We should start working on promoting cultural heritage, greater social, cultural and sport exchange, and the cooperation in commercial, industrial and tourism. Also in investigation and knowledge. Let's not forget that Figueira da Foz could be the entry door to the European market, as well as New Bedford could be the door to America. In today's globalized world, being different is the key, and any project based on our common history is an opportunity that we should miss. In these days we are going to spend here, I want to hear your vision, to see your strategy, and anticipate where we can best cooperate with each other, because the areas of economy and the trade, heritage and tourism are some that our regions work hard to develop. Nowadays, Figueira da Foz is a friendly investment city which creates many tools and services to support new business, We are also betting on urban rehabilitation and development and family-friendly tourism, new events and sport. Due to our geographical localization, we have been multiple industries setting up their plants in our region. For example, the paper, glass and plastics industry on its own provide jobs to 2,000 people, and their business volume is over 1.5 billion euros. We are also strong in food and agriculture industry. We have multiple fishing and fishing processing corporations, which are leaders in cannery market and frozen fish and seafood. Investing in Figueira da Foz is investing in a municipality with a unique future in the region. We have a robust but still flexible business sector capable of performing as the pillar of economical growth, generating employment and promoting the equality of life of our population. Our managers of businessmen take responsibility for decision making based on adequate innovative strategy and that promote the entrenchment and the expansion of business. These are the men and women that achieved the merit of making our municipality the biggest exporter of the region with over 1,000 million euros in trade. We also have the only sea incubator in Portugal, boasted by the Marfos Laboratory of the University of Coimbra, that provides close support to all the new business and startups at Figueira da Foz. To finish, I would like to express our gratitude for having us here and invite you to visit as soon as possible our city. I also want to say thank you to all our friends that put their effort and time to provide us this unique experience. I would like to personally ask our friend Peter Pereira, one of the main support of our visit, to express our gratitude to everyone who made this possible. Thank you for all. As Mayor of Figueira da Foz, I'm not going to say goodbye. Instead, I'm going to say see you soon, wishing that we will meet in our lovely city. Best wish and thank you. Thank you.
So, thank you, Mr. President. Before we sign, I wanted to call City Councilor Lopes up to say a few words on behalf of our City Council. Joe.
Thank you, Mayor. So it was my honor to be asked by the administration to be here today to represent the City Council, and I want to thank Peter Pereira for the invitation as well, letting me know that the President is going to be here. The entire City Council wishes you a very safe, healthy, and productive trip. There are so many members of the City Council of Portuguese heritage. I was talking to a past member who has been to Figueira da Foz, and he told me how beautiful it truly is and how lucky we are that you're willing to come here today and experience this time here. So we're all looking forward to it. And sister means family, so we all consider you family while you're here. New Bedford City Council official resolution. Be it hereby known to all that the City Council of Bedford, Massachusetts hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to João Intel, President the Ataide of Figueira da Foz, in recognition of the historic re-signing of the Sister City Agreement between the City of New Bedford and Figueira da Foz. The entire citizenry extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued good fortune. Given this 5th day of June 2015 by City Council President Linda Morad, who was unable to attend, and myself, Joseph P. Lopes. Again, thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is the 5th. Now, with 2 lawyers here, we might tell one, we have to initial every page, have it notarized, and This is great. Thank you. Congratulations. Hope they got.
Oceans and rocks, places where fish swim and birds fly, where mountains spring up and trees and grass grow all around. History is made, art is created, things happen that should always be remembered. Heroes emerge. A woman sets people free. A man makes light. A leader steps forward. People get together. They help each other out. They make their own places to run and play and contemplate the universe. There's pride and gratitude and fun. It belongs to everyone. It can be a place, a feeling, a state of mind. So get up, get out there, and find your park.
New Bedford Cable Network. Public, educational, and government access. Channel 95 is public access. Channel 9 is educational access. Channel 18 is government access. New Bedford Cable Network. We're more than you know us for.